Welcome to Introduction to Programming Using Java. We will explore the foundations of one of the world's most influential programming languages. Language concepts. We'll begin by covering fundamental language concepts, including the history of Java, how it operates via bytecode and the virtual machine, and how Java programs are organized into classes and objects. Introduction to Programming Languages. So, what is a programming language? Simply put, it's the tool we use to write programs. Every language follows a specific syntax, the rules for putting words together, and semantics, which provide the meaning behind those statements. Java language history. Java was originally developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems and first released in 1995. While its syntax is heavily derived from C and C++, it was designed with a simpler object model and fewer low-level complexities. Tioba Index, the power of Java. Looking at the Tioba Index for February 2026, we see Java consistently holding its ground as a titan in the industry. Notice that Java remains in the top for most popular languages globally. While newer languages emerge, Java's massive install base and reliability mean it remains a critical skill for any professional developer. Job market and features. Why Java? Java's dominance is even more apparent when looking at job requirements and industry rankings like Spectrum's 2025 report. Java is a powerhouse because it is architecture neutral. You can write once and run anywhere. It offers a secure, object-oriented environment that produces high-quality code, making it the premier choice for large-scale enterprise and internet applications. Why Java language? Its design philosophy is built on 5 key pillars. First, it's simple. Java was designed to be easy to learn and use. It's concise, focusing on readability and streamlining its syntax. Is natively object-oriented. This isn't just a buzzword. It means Java is built around modeling real-world data and behaviors, which naturally leads to better organized and higher quality code. Java is famously portable. One of its greatest strengths is being architecture neutral. Finally, it's secure. It includes robust security features that make it one of the most appropriate and trusted languages for building safe, connected applications. Computer language levels. In the hierarchy of languages, Java is a high-level language, meaning it is readable and understandable by humans. However, because computers only understand machine language, our high-level Java code must be translated before it can run. Bytecode and the JVM. Unlike other languages that compile directly to a specific computer's machine language, Java compiles into bytecode. This is a special language for a fictitious computer called the Java Virtual Machine, or JVM. This is the secret to Java's portability. How Java runs visualized. As you can see here, your source code is compiled into bytecode. That bytecode is then handled by a JVM interpreter on your specific operating system, whether that's Windows, Unix, or Mac OS, translating it into instructions the hardware understands. Classes and objects. Java is strictly object-oriented. The class is our basic building block. Think of a class as a blueprint that encapsulates both data, known as attributes, and the operations performed on that data, known as methods. Program organization. To visualize the hierarchy, a Java program consists of one or more classes. Those classes contain methods, and those methods contain the individual statements that perform tasks. The main method. Every Java application must have a main method. This is the entry point where the interpreter starts execution. It's defined as public static void main, accepting a string array for command line parameters. How programs are organized. When organizing your work, remember that Java is case-sensitive. Your program resides in a .java file, and the driver class containing your main method must have the exact same name as that file. Syntax and semantics. To reiterate, syntax is the grammar, the legal arrangement of punctuation and words. Semantics is the logic, what those words actually do when the rules are followed. Simple Java program. Let's look at a classic Hello World example. This simple program demonstrates the structure of a class and the main method used to display a message to the screen. Program explained structure. Breaking it down, we see the class name at the top, followed by the main method, and finally the instruction to print our text. Everything is contained within the class body. Program explained braces. Punctuation is key in Java. Braces define blocks of code, while parentheses and square brackets serve specific roles in method calls and array definitions. Compiling and running. The workflow is simple. Type your code, save it with the class name, compile it to create a class bytecode file, and then run it to see your results. Terminology. A few key terms. Source code is what you write. Object code is the translated bytecode output by the compiler. These are the inputs and outputs of the development process. Class loader. Java uses a class loader to connect various compiled classes together when the program runs. In other languages, this process is often called linking. Source versus object files. Remember the naming convention. Firstprogram.java is your source file. Once compiled, it becomes firstprogram.class, which is your object file ready for the JVM. Bug versus debugging. In programming, a mistake is called a bug. The process of hunting down and eliminating these mistakes is known as debugging. Types of errors. Errors fall into three categories. Syntax errors are caught by the compiler. Runtime errors occur during execution. Logic errors are the trickiest. The program runs, but it gives the wrong result because the underlying algorithm is flawed. Identifiers. Identifiers are the names you give to variables, classes, and methods. They cannot start with a digit and can include letters, digits, and underscores. Always remember, Java is case-sensitive. Keywords versus predefined identifiers. Finally, be careful with your naming. Keywords like public or class are reserved by Java and cannot be reused. Predefined identifiers like system or string come from libraries and should generally not be redefined.